I am very tired and very stinky. In fact, I'm bare feet right now and I can barely smell myself, which can only mean one thing, and that is I went to a convention, because yay, those places are weird and they have this certain waft, and I swear to God, it's not me. It's just I sweat easily. I did wear deodorant, which is not something I can say about everybody in there, but hey, that's why we love conventions. And it's not really a convention, it's more like a bazaar. In fact, it's the Ciné Bazar in Montreal, which is just this really awesome market, kind of reminding me of the market where Jesus flipped tables, but better because they sell movies and not fish, although it did smell like fish. Anyways, and it's really this cool place. I didn't take any videos because I'm socially awkward, and I went there with my friend Paul from Grindhouse Funhouse, and I met a subscriber, shout out Eric. I don't know if you wanted me to say your first name, but shout out. So two awesome guys that I know through YouTube, and yeah, so I bought a lot of stuff, as I usually do in those kind of events, and but this year I didn't bust my budget. I almost busted it. Anyway, so I wanted to do an update because I have a lot of stuff from other months, and this, I swear, is my last update before my big collection video, which will be followed by another big update because I have another convention coming up. Anyway, enough talk. I'm just gonna drink this sip of the cheapest beer you can buy. Tastes like $2. So before getting into the Ciné Bazar stuff, I did pick up a few other things. First of all, an upgrade for me. And you're probably thinking, damn, wasn't this in like an update not a long time ago? Yeah. But as soon as I got the DVD, which was the British DVD of this, that came with Erotic Rites of Frankenstein, but the UK version, so it was cut and not good. Severin announced this, I got super excited, and I bought it right away on Unobstructed View, which means I didn't get the slipcover, and it sells right now for like hundreds of dollars on eBay, and I just don't get the thing. People lose their mind over just cardboard, and I think the slipcover is just this cover, but on a piece of cardboard. Anyways, that's just the silly movie market we live in right now. But yeah, not my favorite Franco, I must admit, especially because this was shot like, I'm pretty sure before or right after Erotic Rites of Frankenstein, which is one of my favorite Francos, but it's like a solid middle of the road, good Franco film. There's some atmosphere, and the ending is pretty cool because this is basically Franco doing a monster mash, which is a genre I actually really enjoy, and I think it's really hard to mess up a monster mash. The transfer is way above my DVD from the UK. I could actually see in this, which is not great for the bat scenes because you can see the cord used to, you know, make the bats fly. But yeah, really enjoyable. I like this one. Not my favorite, but I do still like it. The Swimmer, me and my boy toy Urshel Gillis talked about this on our podcast during the Depression episode. We're all going to the World's Fair. This is not the Grindhouse releasing edition because that one is a little bit expensive here in Canada. And I shouldn't drink beer while doing these. I'm burpy. But this is the Indicator release, which I have. Just another. I don't have a lot of Indicator releases. I basically have this one and Hardcore with, I was gonna say C. Thomas Howell. George C. Scott, which is one of my favorite actors, and Hardcore is one of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely love that flick. And it's really fitting that my two Indicator movies are like these new Hollywood type films, because The Swimmer is really also one of the byproducts of New Hollywood. It's really entertaining. It's kind of like this classic cult midnight movie. Amazing. With Burt Lancaster. I got some DVDs that I got like at a thrift store, Blood the Last Vampire. I thought this was gonna be Japanese because, you know, it's a live action of an anime. Turns out it's not. Turns out it is an American take on a OVA. I haven't seen the OVA yet. I'm actually curious. I might watch the OVA before watching this and then giving it a watch. I'm not expecting a lot. Live action animes are usually not great, So I'm not expecting a masterpiece, but I mean, it looks fun. It looks like the fun type of trash that you throw in on like a Sunday afternoon that you're kind of bored and you just admire the action scenes, which I'm pretty sure are going to be fairly competent because I think the director of this directed martial arts films. I'm not too sure. I don't know anything about this. I picked it up because it was $2.50. Because, yeah, it's another charity shop. I don't really like Value Village anymore. Either I never find anything, or if I find something, they charge like $4 for a freaking DVD. And I'm not somebody who complains about pricing, clearly, because I pay over $40 for Blu-rays. But if I'm buying something out of the Value Village catalog, I don't want to spend $4 on it. It's probably just a DVD that's worth 50 cents. Kind of like disturbing behavior. So I watched Cruel Intentions recently, and I was pleasantly surprised on how much I like that. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna maybe take a look at Wild Things. I thought this was Wild Things. But no, it's a post-Scream era 1998 teen horror film with actors that I don't really care for. James Marsden, Katie Holmes, Nick Stahl, and the Floating Heads. I thought it was Wild Things. I don't think I'm gonna watch this. Oh, it does come with the booklet. If you want Disturbing Behavior on DVD, just pay shipping. It cost me 50 cents. 50 cents. Hit me up in the DMs. Before getting into Ciné Bazar, I did get some stuff that I've already put on the shelves. The House of Lost Women, more Jesus Franco, and I am warning you people, if you don't like Jesus Franco, this is not the update for you, because I got so much Jesus Franco. Already got one, this is my second one. This might be Jess's sleaziest film that I've seen so far. This is a trashterpiece. It is so vile, so weird. In the first 10 minutes, there's already incest, which I know is a frequent theme in Franco films, like you kind of expect it, but not so early on. And then Lena Romeo is like, it's the 80s, so she not older, but you know, she's Lena Romeo from the 80s. And she touches her sister, who's mentally challenged. This film is messed up. Honestly, if I was to cover like one Franco movie for like an entire video, which I will eventually, don't worry people, and yes, I am still working on that video that I've been working on for 3 years, I think at this point. This is one that I would cover. This one is like women in prison films, I feel like really fit my channel. And there's a Stephen Thrower interview, and I'm pretty sure there's also a Stephen Thrower interview on Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein, which anytime there's a Stephen Thrower interview, I'm gonna watch it because I love that man. He is basically what I aspire to be when it comes to trash film history, and respect also. Because you can be a trash film historian, but you also gotta respect these movies, and I feel like Stephen Thrower does a perfect job of loving these films and, you know, speaking about them intelligently. I say that as I'm drinking a $2 beer. That's honestly not that bad. It's the red, so at least it's like an amber kind of ale and not that Laker Ice, which is ice beer, and ice beer is an affront to God. But it's popular because it's strong and cheap. Hey! Look who upgraded the DVD for New York Ripper. I wanted the 4K. I got a 4K player. I don't intend on upgrading everything, but I'm thinking to myself, if I'm gonna upgrade one of my favorite films of all time, it's gonna be from the DVD to the 4K. And then I looked at the 4K pricing, I'm like, god damn, and then Unobstructed View had their spring sale, spring cleaning sale, so this was cheaper, and I'm like, you know what, Blu-ray still looks amazing. I'm not one of those people who are like, well, 4K is actually like 10 steps above. Not really, it looks better, but it's not like significantly better. So I'm gonna be okay for now. I'm probably eventually gonna get this on 4K though, just because it's one of my favorite films. and it's right up there. Honestly, it's right up there with the Beyond for Fulci for me. Yeah, this movie is a blast. And again, this has an interview with, you guessed it, the boy himself, Stephen Thrower. And I've actually watched the interview, and it kind of changed my opinion on the film. I still love it. This is still a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, but it changed my perception of perceiving it as more than just trash, which is something I've said often, where this is probably Fulci's trashiest film, and it is Fulci's trashiest film, but there's much more to that, which is kind of a running theme in Fulci's filmography. Now we're getting why you're here, or not really. You're just here for an update, and I just happen to have gone to a Bazaar. That was a Troma release of it, like a market, and it just happens to be a lot of stuff that I got today. I'm cutting that. I also talk fast today. So I'm gonna go through some DVDs. Usually Ciné Bazar is the only time I really buy a lot of DVDs right now, just because they have rare, hard to find stuff, like the Alley Cats. This is I always get his name wrong, Radley Metzger film. So for people who are unfamiliar, Radley Metzger is the director of a lot of adult films in the 70s, including one we covered on the podcast, which is The Opening of Misty Beethoven, but he also made, which is one of my favorite adult films of all time, but so is something else that he done, but it's now too far because I've bought too many stuff, The Image, which is amazing. I might watch it after, who knows, Who knows where the night leads us. And this is 60s, so of course it's not gonna be a hardcore adult film, but it's gonna be this probably fun erotica. It's in Europe, so it's probably gonna be well shot, and it's in black and white, so I'm pretty excited about a Radley Metzger black and white 60s film. It's pretty interesting there. Not as interesting as this. This is 5 Pink films. Now, the whole Pink film terminology is kind of difficult, where, you have Pink, Pinky Ega, Pinky Violence, and Pinku in the 80s, and they're all distinct, they all have their differences, but I couldn't tell you what their differences, those differences are. All I know is this goes from films from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s, and I did check every title in English. This is the list of the titles, but this is a French from France version. So yeah, I don't have... Wait, these are Blu-rays. I thought these were all DVDs. Damn, son, I got 3 Blu-rays. Volume 1 to 5. Are those the Pink film collection that Arrow also has on their websites? If yes, that is pretty cool, and $40 isn't a bad price for them, because I think they're 18 or 20 British pounds here, and they all have 2 movies. So yeah, I'll just run through the list in the French titles. If you don't understand French, which most of you don't, just Google this box set and you'll probably figure it out. Une poupée gonflable dans le désert, which is 1 movie. Prière d'extase, une famille dévoyée, 2 femmes dans l'enfer du vice, chanson pour l'enfer d'une femme. Donc, see, I read the French, I speak the French. This is confusing. Shout out to all my bilinguals. Shout out to all my bilinguals and bisexuals. When you got all the bis. X-Girls. So this is in the same vein as Gothic Lolita. What the fuck? Gothic... What is that movie again? Psycho Gothic Lolita. I knew I forgot something. But what's interesting about this film, and I've seen this already. I've seen it on Tubi. Because that's the only streaming service where I watch movies, apparently. It's this really weird and interesting blend of the typical early 2000s Japanese ghost films and the post-Tokyo Gore Police insane splatter films, which is this really interesting contrast. And even though I did not love this film, I did find myself really enjoying it, and I did think to myself after I was done, I should rewatch this. And I got the DVD, Tokyo Shock, so it's out of print. Thank you, Media Blasters. I'm a Media Blaster that ass. Speaking of ass, here's the Franco stack. It gets naughty. I might have to censor some of these. Patreon. And I'll, to sell you on the Patreon, I'll take a feet pics right now and upload them on my Patreon. Go check them out. So, the Jess Franco stack. There's a guy who always has this table. My favorite vendor that's there, probably. Like, yeah, obviously. And then I'm like, you know, as a joke, to feel around. I'm like, you got any Jess Franco? He had, like, basically the entire Full Moon collection, which I really wanted to buy, but I didn't want to blow all my budget just on those. So I only bought, like, 3. Did I only have 3? I thought I had 4. Maybe I lost one. Maybe the perv goblin stole it. The perv goblin is me. So yeah, I got some Franco. The first one, I'm kind of worried. It's the Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff. When I saw this, I'm like, wait, I have this movie. I'm pretty sure I already own this movie. So I go on my movie logging app, which I will not advertise because they just doubled their yearly rate, which, fuck that, I'm gonna subscribe. No, so I don't have the Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff, but I do have the Sinister Dr. Orloff. You see my confusion here? Jess? Wherever you are right now? What the fuck? Why would you do this? These are the same titles! But finally, because of my app, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I got this. What worries me is that this is not Severin. This is their sub-label Intervision, which usually puts out straight-to-video or low-budget stuff. And this is not one of Franco's shot-on-video films. This is from 73, probably one of his best years too. 73 is goated with the sauce. So what I'm worried about is that how terrible must the transfer be for them to not make this a Severin release? They've released everything Franco through Severin. Why is this on Intervision? Then you look at the screenshots behind and you understand. This is not gonna be a good transfer, like, probably not at all. But you know what? I don't care. I'm just happy to get some more Franco. And I'm sure it'll look better than that movie I bought recently, which I don't think I showed. Yeah, the Women's Camp 119 that I showed last update. Yeah, these are gonna be difficult to talk about. You can read this? Look, it's just Franco. It's these Full Moon. They also don't have the best transfers, and I could have bought Voodoo Passion and Blue Rita, but I want to wait to get them on Blu-ray, because even though it is a Full Moon Blu-ray and it's probably not gonna be like the best, at least it'll look better than their DVDs. But it's the line that if you get all of them, it makes Jess Franco's face, the Jess Franco collection, and I doubt Sexy Sisters will get a Blu-ray. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. This is from... Is this 80s Franco? This is... Oh, 77. It's still 70s Franco. 77 was a good era. But this looks just like straight erotica and not much more. The last one is gonna be the one I'm actually the most excited for. Lina Romay in a Marquise de Sade, aka The Portrait of Doriana Gray. I see what you did there, Jess. You filthy devil. Again, this is less horror and more exploitation. This is 76, so it's still during, the 70s, which is my favorite era for Franco. Yeah, this should be all right. I've been going at this for far too long, but hey, all worth it for Daddy Jess. So yeah, I'm curious because again, Franco is very is known for his Marquis de Sade obsession, and I'm known for my Jess Franco obsession. So you know, we kind of get hand in hand. We kind of go hand in hand, cock and cock. You know, we're good homies. It does have an interview with Erwin C. Dietrich, which would be an interesting one to watch due to my project that I'm working on, and of course Lena Romay. Need I say more? And finally, the one I was the most excited to finally find. I can't speak. And the guy had another copy, but a German media book, and I'm like, even though I know Full Moon is not gonna be the best transfer, I know it's gonna be damn better than a fucking German book. Steel book, not steel book, but media book. It's Women in Cell Block 9, a film by Jess Franco. This is another women in prison film, and these Jess Franco movies are probably going to be the reason why this video is demonetized, because there is a lot of breasts, lots of breasts. They are censored, and maybe there was a variable cover. Okay, I'm not even drunk. I'm just really tired. Women in Cell Block 9 is a women in prison film, and they're in Cell Block 9. Why am I so excited about this? Because I got like half my Franco collection is women in prison, and you guys seen my collection video from last year. I have a lot of women in prison film. Am I a weirdo pervert? Maybe. Who's to say? Alright, now on the Blu-rays and 4K, because I got a 4K. Did you hear? I got a 4K. And what better film to show you while drinking the beer of a homeless man than VFW, which I'm so excited to see. This is, of course, directed by Joe Bigus, I haven't seen anything other than Christmas Bloody Christmas from him, and I hope that doesn't display or demonstrate what he's like as a writer-director, because that movie is oof. Oof. Insert Minecraft oof sound. Oof. But I did hear a lot. My friend Paul, who was there with me, Grindhouse Funhouse, I don't know if I said that. If I just called him Paul, it's just because, you know, we're friends. So I can call him by his first name, Paulie G. Oh, the case is broken. That's probably why it was so cheap. I don't care about a broken case. It's $10 for 4K, and it's $30 right now on Amazon. So yeah, pretty excited to see this. Hopefully, it's better than Christmas Bloody Christmas, which is, I'm telling you, people, that movie is stinkier than my feet right now, and they are stinky. Would I be a good Canadian if I didn't buy the infamous classic Canucksploitation film, Kathy's Curse? No, I wouldn't. And I like my country. Kathy's Curse, which I actually did go to the mansion, not inside but outside, which was really funny. Fantasia 2019, it was kind of a tour of infamous Canucksploitation locations, and then we go in this we can't go in the bus into this neighborhood, and by neighborhood I mean goddamn this insanely expensive mansions all around neighborhood in Montreal, and we're just a bunch of, I'm sorry, but disgusting slobbish horror fans walking up a hill, which was already quite impressive that everybody around there could actually go up a hill. And then we go to see this big ass mansion, which I think the house next to it was for sale not long ago for $14 million. And then we're just looking at this house like, yep, that's the Kathy's Curse house. And then we walked down the hill, which is always easier than going up the hill. Kathy's Curse. They're releasing a 4K. I'm not gonna get it. I haven't even seen Kathy's Curse for crying out loud. It's 70s Exorcist ripoff, one of the most infamous and one of the like best, like so bad it's good. I think Red Letter Media covered it. But yeah, looks really fun. It looks cheesy, looks terrible. I'm probably gonna really like it because yeah, it's Canuxploitation too. So represent the Canada. This goddamn. Why do you have to have covers that are so explicit? Is the reversible cover not explicit? Yeah, okay. Well, why do you have to have covers so explicit? For people like me who always switch it to the explicit cover. Hands of the Ripper by Synapse Film. This is like one of the early Synapse Films Blu-rays. I think it's like 2013. So I was just getting into collecting, and this has been on my Amazon wish list since I got into collecting. This has been stanking up the place, like I am stanking up the place right now of my wish list on Amazon, and I finally got it for way cheaper because I'm pretty sure it's out of print now. I could have gotten also Twins of Evils. I don't know why I didn't. Good fucking question. But yeah, it's a British film, Hammer film, one of the most gruesome Hammer films. And I do really enjoy Hammer films. A lot of people say they're dry, and I understand. They're really 70s, 60s, even 50s, I think, British horror films about vampires, about Frankenstein, about mummies. But then in the 70s, they got jiggy with it, and they came out with Vampire Lovers, which is a lesbian vampire film, and it's amazing. And then they kind of went like full exploitation, and then we have Hands of the Ripper, Twins of Evil, and the one I don't like that everybody liked that I should maybe watch again, Countess Dracula. I'm not a big fan of Countless Draculas. That's just Franco filmography. Countess Dracula. Footprints, aka Footprints on the Moon. It's a weird, psychedelic, weirdo giallo directed by Luigi Banzoni. I'm racist. Directed by Luigi Banzoni, starring, of course, the wonderful Florinda Balkan, and I just love the cover, and I'm pretty sure this was in a set House of Psychotic Women. Would that be possible? I've started to read the book, but I don't remember what was in that box set, and it's, yeah, it's apparently really bizarre, and I like that. I like it weird. I like it weird and kinky. Finally, Paul Naschy films. Give me the Paul Naschy. I thought I had these because I have a lot of Paul Naschy films, and honestly, most of them have the same goddamn title. But no, I didn't have these. This is The Night of the Werewolf, not to be confused with The Werewolf versus The Vampire Woman, or versus Vampire Woman. Or do I have another Paul Naschy film with werewolves in it? No, which is surprising. And then Vengeance of the Zombies. Or of the Zombies, yeah. Vengeance of the Zombies. Not to be confused with any zombie film. But yeah, Paul Naschy. I love Paul Naschy. I love Paul Naschy. One of them, or two of them. One of them is directed by Naschy. The Night of the Werewolf is directed by Naschy, and Vengeance of the Zombies is directed by Leon Kimovsky, which is Spanish guy. So I don't know why I'm taking a Russian accent. Cause probably because I've been dropped on my head as a child. Never heard of this distribution label, but hey, so it's 70s. No, actually, the first one is not only directed by Paul Naschy, but it's from 1980. So it's Paul Naschy doing 80s horror. Sign me up, boy! And then Vengeance of the Zombies, which is from 72, which is early Spanish horror, because Spanish horror was really kickstarted in 63 by our Lord and Savior Jesus Franco. But yeah, I've been going at this for way too long. How long is this stupid? It's 7:07. Okay, I started at 30. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna go take a shower because I smell like shit, and then I'm gonna watch movies and drink more. And see ya. Burt Lancaster, Joe Biden, Burt Lancaster, Joe Biden, Burt Lancaster. People are gonna think I'm drunk, but I'm just really fucking tired. I don't wake up at 6 a.m. What can I say?